Welcome, boys and girls, to another episode of The Haunted Router. It's your boy Ben and me, Jeff, and we're going to be jumping into a couple of banger haunted stories today. The first we're starting with is The Basement. That's right, by Mordecai IX7.
All right.
Then, after that, we're going to be jumping right over to My Boyfriend Swears We're Poly, but the other girl isn't real. And this is by Elaskion K2 EL, or ECLOSION K2. So, we're going to be jumping into both of these stories. We got to start with The Basement, though, because this is where everyone who ends up in a polyamorous relationship starts, because you know they're waiting for that one girl who's going to instantly put them in a chair and make them watch. But anyway, I'll let Ben take it away with The Basement.
Since I was little, I've always lived with my grandmother. My mother divorced while I was very little, but remarried shortly after. Due to their financial situation, my grandmother turned her garage into a place for my mom and husband to stay in until they could get on their feet and get a house. There wasn't enough room for me there, so I kept staying at Grandma's house. My mom and stepdad got their finances in order and bought a new house. I was already attached to the neighborhood and had a few friends, so I was asked whether I wanted to move with them or not. I chose not to and finished the rest of my schooling living at Grandma's. I moved out for a while with some acquaintances, but that fell through after about a year. I needed to move again and thought this would be the perfect time to finally live with my mom for a little while and get to know both my mom and stepdad better. Back then, I was just dating my wife and planned on getting married as soon as we were able to save up the cash for our wedding, so it wasn't going to be a very long time. We figured it would be quickest if we stayed living with our parents so we could fund the wedding ourselves without incurring any debt in addition to our school loans.
Damn.
My sister had gone away to college.
This is just the dude. I'm a little okay. So, not living with the grandma anymore, but lived with the grandma for a little bit. Now living with the mom, right?
So he's a kid. He lived with his grandma. Now he's grown, moved out for a while with some acquaintances that fell through. Needed to move. Finally moved with dad.
Right here.
Okay.
I skimmed over that. So
then he's dating his wife at the same
what
time.
What happened was he due to the financial situation, my grandma turned the garage into a place for my mom and husband to stay until they could get their own house. There wasn't enough room there for him anymore because he had moved out, done his own thing. He was having orgies in his apartment and realized that orgies don't pay a lot of money and kind of ruin your security deposit. So
they cost a lot more than they make.
Yeah, and then moved back in with Grandma and Papa, or just Grandma. Papa might be dead. And then when he wanted to move back in, Mom and Dad were living in the basement, or living in the garage. So
this whole family is just taking turns riding high off Grandma's husband's pension money, man. This is fucked up.
And what ended up
50 years of shit.
then Mom and Dad bought a place. That's and I think he's moving in with them to save money so that him and his wife can get married. That's I think where we're at.
Yep. Now he's an adult. He's shuffled around a lot as a kid and a teen and stuff like that. So, yeah, the orgies fell through, like you were saying. None of them could stay financially solvent.
Well, and he got locked down. He's getting married now. No, orgies aren't as fun.
And he's got to lock it down.
Yeah, orgies aren't as fun when your wife's watching you in the corner.
2-person orgies from now on. My sister had gone away to college, so I was able to crash in her old room in the basement. He said the thing. The basement had a really nice setup. You could walk down the open stairway from upstairs, and to your left was a door that led into the basement. So I like that on all of these paragraphs, it just keeps like saying the same word over and over again. It starts to make me giggle while I'm reading this out loud. Like, we know, dude, the basement. You could walk down the open... To the right was another door that led to the laundry room with a bathroom, an extra refrigerator, and the door to my room. To the left was the entertainment room and wet bar my stepdad had built. What the fuck? These people are loaded. It was a really nice setup with surround sound that I've watched plenty of action movies on when I'd come over to visit. Man, fuck these people, dude. Their house is way nicer than mine.
Do you not see the beautiful setup I have behind me? That's a flex. That's
You mean
one
in
of...
your castle that you live in?
Yes, I live in a
my
massive
lord?
castle. Yep. I am
Yes.
a castle man. You think that this is just a small, quaint apartment? This actually
He's not
drinks
lying
from...
when he says King Jiffy Coach.
Yeah, dude.
He is
I have a bunch
actually
of
the king of a
plebeians
castle.
that I whip with a cat of nine tails every night. I'm like, get back to work. They're like, we're your neighbor, and I'm like, shut up, you whore.
I got my stuff set up on a Friday night. Pretty impressed I was able to get it all moved in a single day. I was pretty beat and quickly fell asleep. The next day, roughly middle to late afternoon, I was coming downstairs to get to my room and play some video games when I stopped at the entrance to the based. I looked left towards the wet bar, where there was an empty space with an odd old rocking chair. The room was dimly lit by the sunlight pouring in through the basement doorway. The rocking chair didn't move or anything like that, but I just had this eerie feeling that something was over there. I didn't feel as though whatever was there was staring at me. I could just feel a presence in the room. I really didn't like it. I moved through the laundry room and into my room and closed the door. I decided I'm being stupid, played some video games, and forgot all about it. He was playing some hentai games in his room.
Dude was playing Postal 3, the greatest
That's
Postal
what
game.
like I'm gonna get hit by the Postal 3.
He's only plays the Postal games like a absolute Chad in his grandmother's
That's why he
basement.
feels like he's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
People can go back and listen to me actually losing my sanity while I'm playing Postal 3. I'm pretty sure I laugh hysterically a couple of times, and not because things are funny.
Yeah, if you're ever gonna play Postal 3, get it off a Zoom platform. That version of the game actually works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is a
I'll
version
keep
of the
in
game
mind.
that works, and I am a firm believer that Postal 3 is the funniest of all those games because of its jokes.
I'd hate to disappoint the fans. It must have been roughly 1 a.m. when I decided to go to bed. My parents typically stayed up until 3 or 4 a.m., so I could still hear them clicking away on their laptops upstairs, playing casual games together into all hours of the night. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I need to reread that. It's not that I messed up the inflection. My parents typically stayed up until 3 and 4 a.m., so I could still hear them clicking away on their laptops upstairs, playing casual games together into all hours of the night, as I headed into the bathroom outside my room to brush my teeth. My mother noted that it can be pretty hard to wake up in the morning with the door to the laundry room and my room shut, since the sunlight won't pour in. Knowing this, I'd left the laundry room door open. What are you, a child? What are you, an animal that needs the natural sunlight to wake up?
He's like, alarm clocks? What is this? The 25th century? No. I get up the way of my ancestors. By the sound of the cock-a-doodle-doo of the rooster machine. That's the way I need to be awoken.
And knowing this, they put him down in the basement. Knowing this, I'd left the laundry room door open. There we go. There was a little typo there. As I walked past the laundry room door that leads out to the entertainment room, I could feel the presence again. It hadn't moved the whole time he was playing video games. Fucking awesome. It was definitely more pronounced this time. I could feel the hairs standing up on the back of my neck. I quickly moved into the bathroom and shut the door. I finished up my nightly duty and bolted back to my room only a few feet away. Anyway,
bro got a little spooky wookied and goosebumped his way into the covers as fast as possible, which is adorable to think about. He's just like, he's a grown man and he's like, oh!
Dude, yes, dude, oh my god,
he's doing like the little like Tom Cruise run.
He's
He's got the crooked teeth in the Tom Cruise run, just jumping head first, bottom of the bed, sliding into the blankets and shivering. It's making the
his race car bed. He's a grown ass man in like footy pajamas, and he's getting scared down in the basement, dude. He goes back to his room to play his video game. You're fucking. I thought you're dating your wife, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, I shut my bedroom door and contemplated leaving it closed. I really hated not waking up on time in the morning. And I know I won't if the room stays permanently dark because the door is blocking any sunlight from going in. I love that I'm just going to keep harping on this. I cracked the door open, not too wide, but wide enough that the sunlight will shine through in the morning. turned my box fan on low, and crawled into bed. I've always been kind of paranoid, so I made sure when I set my room up that my bed faced the door, feet pointing towards the same wall, so I can look out of the room. Gotta see mom coming downstairs, always being
Bro's such
me.
a pussy. Bro's
They're
such a
just
pussy.
so fucking funny, dude. I don't want the monsters to get me. I closed my eyes and
Dude, Ben's dead. Ben's already
fall
crashing
asleep.
out, brother. Oh my god, dude.
Dude,
You
yeah, he
can't.
is crashing out. He walked into his room and then to the bathroom and then back, and he's just like, I can't take any more of this. I closed my eyes and I tried to fall asleep, making sure I was tucked in towards the wall, as far from the door and edge of the bed as possible. I'm surprised his mom didn't come downstairs and tuck him in.
Oh, dude, his mom came down and edged him so hard. He's like, thank you, mommy. I'll finish it off myself.
There's a presence. There's a presence in the chair.
Well, it's crazy
Like,
because I have
that's
a
just your
present
dad.
for you.
Yeah. So you'll
Or
get
no,
presents
it's a
later.
step. Oh, it's not a stepmom. In my head, I was a stepmom. So this is just actual mom, which makes it so much worse. It's so much grosser.
After a couple of minutes, I could feel it again. I'm being watched. I cracked my right eye open, ever so slightly so I don't look awake, should it be true that I'm being watched. My door was open much farther now, almost all the way. Likely this was due to the fan blowing, I thought to myself, but I was still uneasy. I opened my eyes slowly, watching the darkness slowly shift and flow while my eyes tried to adjust to the inky blackness. I simply could not see through the darkness. I could feel the presence now, the feeling of not just being watched, but someone or something being there, now stronger than ever, just beyond my doorway. I closed my eyes again and tried to remain calm. I'm being stupid, I thought to myself. I've never been scared of the night before, why would I be now? As I tried to mentally psych myself out so I could get some damn sleep, I felt the presence shift. I kept my eyes shut, for I wished not to know what lay beneath the veil of night.
Oh, bro just hit you with some like, you
What the
oh, you
fuck?
want to make fun of
Is
me
he
using
turning into a
repetitive
vampire?
words? You want to make fun of me using repetitive words, Ben? Huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
You little silly boy. I can pull shit out of my ass too. Yeah, right here. I kept my eyes shut, for I wish not know what lie beneath the veil of night. Yeah, suck it, Benjamin.
He's getting all gothic with it, dude. He's like turning into an emo while he's laying in bed.
Bro, I was just listening to like
pulls his
Revenge
bands over one eye.
Sevenfold.
This fat country. The formless void crept into my room slowly, moving itself across the room, catty corner to my bed. The presence remained there for a long time. All the while I dared not move, afraid I would garner more attention from the presence. After what seemed like an eternity, the presence began to shift and move to other parts of my room, yet never coming any closer to my bed. I pushed myself to ignore whatever I was feeling and busied my thoughts with video games and what I would be doing the next day. After a short while, I was able to drift into a dreamless slumber. From then on, every night, I could feel this presence watch me from just outside my doorway, always coming in for a time and shifting around my room, never coming close to me. I got used to it, thinking I was either just acting like a child, or the stress of the wedding planning was forcing my mind to play tricks on me. Hold on, I have to let my cat out of the room.
Dude,
This guy's planning a wedding while this is happening?
absolutely, dude. I mean, he's going to
He's just
invite the
getting a
presents. He's gonna be like, "Oh, silly presents, you need to show up. You're gonna be my best man. We're gonna be my best man.
Yes.
We're going to have strippers grind on us. So that's gonna be a thing. They're gonna be really confused because I'm gonna be sitting there alone at a strip club crying, but you'll be there to watch."
It comes in every night and it's like asking different questions. It's like, what is the colors?
What are the colors?
What's my +1 supposed to bring? Even though I was convinced of these facts, I never opened my eyes when I felt the presence come in, nor do I sleep without my back facing the wall. This had gone on for roughly 8 months, before I
Jesus.
simply got tired of it. I was tired of feeling...
After
was
8
tired of feeling
months,
this
I would
presence.
just be making friends with it at this point. I would open my
Yeah,
eyes after
I
like
was-
day 3. I'm like, what up, Dr. Jekyll? You want to make out, or are we just going to do the standoff for the rest of the time? Saddle
Yeah,
up there,
like-
partner. I'm about to punch you in the fallopian tubes.
Maybe this is where he starts to like get badass, but 8 months is a really long
It's
time.
a ridiculous amount of time.
I decided that enough was enough, and even though I was worried I'd sleep too late without sunlight helping to wake me up in the morning, so I left my door closed for the night. That's his big move after 8 months. After 8 months, he decides to start closing the fucking door.
I don't think you know this, but I'm a pretty tough guy. I'm gonna close my bedroom door. What do you think about that, you stupid guess? Oh, you can't watch me jerk off into my own sock anymore.
Dude, this guy is amazing. I love
Big
this
fan of him.
narrator. I kept my same sleeping position, back against the wall, just in case. For a few minutes, it seemed like the feeling wouldn't present itself, but shortly after I convinced myself of the fact, I could feel the presence again, just beyond the doorway, waiting in the laundry room. I felt a little more secure in that I knew it couldn't see me anymore, but I still didn't like the fact that I could feel it waiting, lingering in the shadows, just outside my door. The next night, I decided to not only close my door, but also close the laundry room door that led out to the entertainment room and upstairs. It didn't help much. That night, I could feel the presence lurking in the entertainment room.
Bro's just playing his
He's
video games.
He's playing his video games. Yeah, he can hear the TV flipping on, and he can hear the sound of him dying over and over again. He's like, oh my
Man.
god, he's losing all my progress.
Mom, what happened to all my ethereal weapons? Mother, did you play with and lose my ethereal weapons? This is some bullshit. I worked so hard to mine that ethereal.
And then the next day he comes in and the whole game's beat, and
Yeah.
he didn't get to see any of the cool shit or get the platinum or anything himself, and he's like, oh my god, this is even worse. It didn't help much. That night, I could feel the presence lurking in the entertainment center, pacing around the wall and door that separated me from the rest of the basement. It was still unsettling, but the feeling was lessened enough that I was able to sleep much better. That's good. I began to shut both doors at night, but this came at a heavy price. I no longer woke up to my alarm on time, sometimes hours late for work. What
Hours,
if the
brother!
alarm is in the entertainment room? It's been
Hours?
8 months and a half now, and he doesn't even think to move his alarm clock in the room.
Dude, buy a louder alarm, dog. They make ones that can shake entire ecosystems. What are you doing?
Have
can
your mom
understand-
come down and wake you up. You have your parents do everything else for you.
Yeah, dude, what are you
Fucking
doing,
baby.
brother?
This wouldn't do. So I decided to buy one of those outdoor light timers to turn my standing lamp on across the room at a certain time. This worked for about a week or so, but the timing quickly became off. No matter how many times I set it to the correct time, it would either go off way too early, way too late, or not at all. I decided it was time to just man up, open both doors, and let the sunlight help wake me up again. This guy is...
He's the most
Go to a
irresponsible
different
human
room.
ever.
As soon as I turned my light out, the presence returned. It felt stronger than ever, as if it were infuriated that I shut it out of my room. However, the presence still stayed across the room from my bed, so I just forced myself to fall asleep each night, ignoring the presence lurking in the pitch black corners of my room, beyond the veil of night. It doesn't say that, but I wanted to add it. In a fit of rebellion against the presence, I began shutting the doors on weekends when I could afford to accidentally sleep in. Of course, the presence did not enjoy this decision of mine one bit.
Bro,
Ah, he got me again, drat! Oh no! Oh no! What shall I ever do? I wanted to harvest his organs, and now I am sitting in the stinking hallway. Well, I guess I'll go play Skyrim.
This sounds like it's a kitten. Is exactly what this sounds like. Yeah, it's a kitten.
Dude,
it's just
I
running around his room all night. I have this. It's napping right there, right now. I'm looking at it. When I go to bed tonight, it will drag plastic bags in the room and just smack them around at 3 in the morning. The presence. The presence! And if I close the doors, they get infuriated.
Mm-hmm.
After the few weeks of shutting the thing out, wait, okay, yeah. After a few weeks of shutting the thing out on weekends, the one thing I had hoped would never happen began to occur. The presence began to move closer to my bed. It was a Tuesday night when it first started. It moved. Why is that a relevant detail? A Tuesday night?
Yeah,
It moved
Tuesdays.
ever so. Fucking Tuesdays. It moved ever so slightly from its preferred corner to the middle of the room. For the next few nights, it stayed in the center of the room and stopped roaming the opposite wall. It sounds like also to me, like I know I keep taking breaks here, but it also sounds like the presence is like kind of afraid of him.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of gauging what it can do. Like I think that the presence is kind of afraid.
Dude, I swear to God, if this ends up being somebody who's been living in the walls, that would terrify me. That would terrify me.
Terrifying.
And
dude.
bro
If
is
there was a
bro
person
never
that just
made
came
eye
in the room and
contact.
stared
with
at him all night.
Mhm.
Oh my fucking god, dude, that would be
terrifying. That is like one of my worst fears. Is that I'm gonna wake up in the morning and some dude's gonna be standing at my bedroom door.
I kind of hope that's what it is almost now. That's a really good. Look at you writing good endings for the story before we get there. It moved ever so slightly to the middle. Okay. For the next few nights, it stayed in the center of the room and stopped roaming the opposite wall. The weekend was pretty peaceful. I didn't even feel it roaming the entertainment room the whole weekend. It was as if the presence scared itself by getting too close. That Sunday night, though, everything changed. As I, the veil of night draweth away. As I turned the light out, preparing for the inevitable presence to come waltzing back into my room, the cat, it came quicker than I've ever has before. It didn't go across the room to its usual spot, or to the middle of the room. It came closer than ever before. Just my nightstand in between it and myself. I was definitely frightened and couldn't think. All I could do was remain motionless and let the void drink me in. Eyes shut tight. I would be screaming my brains out, dude, if there was just some presence and it came rushing into the room and I'm like, oh, there it is, the nightly one. And it would just like blow way close out of nowhere and just jump scare me. I'd be like, like I fucked too hard.
Yeah, you scream so loud that you cut your mic.
Exactly.
What the audio videos just heard was nothing. What the visual video people saw was just a guy spamming hands.
Spazzing out for a second.
I have like a drawer next to my bed that has like knives. Because that's just where the knives go, I guess, because I have a bunch of pocket knives. Also, there happens to be a gun in that drawer as well. So it would literally, if I felt like a giant presence and I woke up and my eyes were like facing my wife and I was like, that's weird. Somebody's breathing on my neck over here. I would just roll over, not even look, reach over, grab the gun and just put it to the temple. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Hey, kill me before I grab the gun? Because I'm grabbing the gun. That's
right.
That's the goal of this position.
If you do, I died grabbing my gun.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. At least I went out like a man should, by the hands of another man while I'm grabbing a gun.
Early during a home invasion. After a few minutes, unsure of the actual span of time, the presence moved to the foot of the bed. The presence didn't stay still. I could feel it constantly shifting at the foot of my bed, pacing back and forth. I knew not how I could even attempt to sleep feeling what seemed like contempt or possibly hatred coming from the foot of my bed. Thankfully, the presence calmed itself and moved back to the center of the room for the rest of the night. I only had to put up with this for another few weeks as my wedding date was approaching fast. I was very much ready to be rid of my parents' home. Whatever is in their basement is becoming too much for me to handle. And definitely don't warn old mom and dad about it.
Yeah, no, let them just die after you move out. I mean, you're like, I didn't like my stupid stepdad anyways.
You, stepdad, you had sex with my mom.
Oh yeah, and for like the last year I lived there was some creepy shit in the basement. Have fun with that, Dad.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah, you having sex with my mom, Dad? Dad, stop having sex with my mom. I'm gonna say there's a ghost in your basement. It'll have sex with you.
Like, where is this hostility coming from? We bought you the video game you wanted. Over the course of the next few weeks leading up to my wedding, the presence would always come quickly and hover near my bed, and at the foot of my bed. I slept less, ate less, and was becoming generally unpleasant to be around, with this presence haunting me, compounding with the stress of the wedding. It was my second to last night being at my mother's house when I decided I wanted to know what was coming into my room.
After like a year of just like keeping your eyes closed and chatterbaiting under the covers.
Just wait it out. Just wait it out. I don't know why it never occurred to me before. I dug through some old stuff of mine when I was a child from my mother had laying around in a closet and grabbed a nightlight.
Oh my god, you're a grown man. You put a nightlight in. Again, dude, instead of just like confronting the presence, like we've been saying from the beginning, he's like,
Close the door. Ooh, idea number 2, a nightlight. Ooh, you handle that, spooky, scary skeletons. I have a nightlight. I have defeated thee.
Spooky, scary skeletons, indeed. I like that. I think that's what I want it to be now. I plugged that bastard in over by the corner the presence used to hang out at. Now I'd be able to see it, even if it was only a little bit, what was entering my room. I also wondered if it would even enter due to the fact that a light was on, but with this nightmare almost over, I was feeling braver than ever. It was about 2 a.m. when I decided to go to sleep, so I plugged the nightlight in and hesitated at opening my door. There was no going back from this. Once I turn my light out, either that presence will rush in, or it won't, choosing to shy away from the nightlight. I breathed deeply, opened both doors, and darted for my bed. This guy's gonna be an awesome husband.
Oh yeah, dude. First situation where his wife is like, they're at a bar and some guy hits on her. He's gonna be like, I guess you're his wife now, sweetie. And the guy's like looks like the dude who starred in Willow. He's just like, hey, what's up, baby? He's like 6'3". Oh, do you want to have sex with my wife? Oh, well, that's okay. I don't mind.
If he is at home with her, he's like, before bed, he's like, will you check the closet? Will you check under the bed? Like, check again.
Please change my diaper.
Yeah, please check. Yeah. I again hesitated turning my light out. I still had a chance to back out. I didn't have to work the next morning because it was the day before the wedding. I could still close both doors and sleep soundly. I mulled over this thought for a minute or two, and ultimately decided that if I didn't do it now, I'd never know. I turned the light out, and for the first time, kept my eyes open while drawing the covers up around me as close as possible. And he kicks his legs up and tucks the blanket underneath them. Yeah.
Dude, he's got a straight pull to his eyeballs,
yeah.
Bro. He pulled it straight like hijab style. He has it wrapped around his head, so he only has this much peeking out. I don't think that's
like crazy under there.
Yeah, and he just like hiding. I don't think that's a hijab. I think that's called something else. But he's got this much visual perspective on what's going on. He's like, well, if you can't see me, I can't. If I can't see them, it can't see me.
This is the trenches of like nightmare bedroom warfare. Absolutely. As being in the bed with the blankets over you, you're deep in the trench on the front line. I couldn't see yet as my eyes had not adjusted to the dim lighting. I could already feel the presence outside my doorway, waiting in the laundry room. My eyes began to cut through the shadows, and I could see the void had a shape. It was squat, sat low to the ground, but I couldn't see a full outline of the thing. I was terrified, never actually believing something would actually be there. I didn't budge and just stared at the thing, obscured by the darkness of the laundry room. I couldn't help myself and closed my eyes tight. I debated whether I'd open them or not for a good long while, but I knew for sure I wasn't going to move a muscle. I decided to peek again, and what I saw still chills me to my core to this day. The squat creature I could see was actually just crouched down, with its hands placed on the floor between its feet, sitting in the middle of the room. I looked directly into its wide, unblinking eyes, completely horrified that my mother was crouched on the floor, staring intently at me, her head cocked to the side with a tiny grin on her face. Her curly, dark blonde hair was disheveled and all over the place. Had this been going on for over a year? My mother staring creepily at me while I slept? Did she do this to my sister? Was she possessed? A million questions raced through my mind in the span of seconds.
Oh my god, dude, that actually got me, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That actually got me, bro.
Absolutely.
I did not picture the mom. I was like, oh, what is this stupid goonbag creature going to be? And
I thought it was gonna be something stupid too. I thought it was gonna be like some like golem thing or like a werewolf or some shit.
His mother, bro.
And he's like, Mom?
Oh my god, dude. Oh, it's so scary. Ah, that's
and you
weird.
called it, where you said that she was edging him right before bed.
Yeah, no, definitely called that a little bit, but not on purpose.
She was just standing outside the door while I turned the light off, finished up, and then she was walking back in.
That's terrifying.
A million questions raced through my mind in the span of seconds, but as quickly as I discovered it had been my mother watching me the entire time, she began to move out of the room. She slowly shifted her hands and feet, keeping them close to the floor, moving sideways to keep staring at me with her insane glare. She paused again at my doorway for the longest minute in my life, and then vanished into the darkness of the laundry room. I couldn't feel her creepy stare coming from the laundry room. She must have moved on back to the entertainment room or straight back upstairs. I'd be shitting my fucking pants.
This is terrifying.
Dude, it would be going through the concrete wall. I would shit so
You know
hard.
what's funny? The nights that he doesn't feel the presence are the nights that stupid dad's having sex with my mom.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
honey,
on the weekends.
It's sex time. Can you stop goleming your son so I can golem your vagina, please?
No, that's what he's like, do that up here tonight.
I want you to do all four things, but on my penis, sweetheart.
There we go. Dude, this crazy crab walk that she's doing added a little bit of comedy back to the situation, but I really hoped it was back upstairs. It's your mother, bitch. But I wasn't brave enough to find out yet. If my mom was crazy or something, I'd rather not provoke her. Who knows what she would do in that state of mind. I checked the time on my phone, and it had been over an hour since she had left my room, and I'd stopped feeling her presence. I clicked my light on and sat up in bed. I thought maybe it'd be best to at least check on her. If she did make it back to bed, or not. That's how you die in horror movies, I thought. I could see into the laundry room and knew she wasn't hiding in there, so I thought it best to at least close the doors. She never bothered to open them before. I got up and slowly made my way over to the laundry room door. Not thinking about it, I glanced out into the entertainment room and could see my mother crouched in the same position on the far side of the room by the rocking chair, staring intently at me in the doorway. She kept tilting her head back and forth slowly, never breaking eye contact. I froze, a brand new wave of terror keeping me bolted to the floor. My mother began to shuffle toward me, tilting her head back and forth all the while. Her smile now wide and seemingly menacing. Now it's seemingly menacing.
Yeah, now before he was like, that's my mom.
It was wholesome. It's like,
Ma, you're so sweet.
Now he's like, Mom! I shut the door before she could reach me, ran into my room and locked the door. Classic narrator move. I heard a thud as she slammed into the door. Once, twice, 3 times, she slammed against the door. I was stricken with fear, gripping onto a pair of wooden nunchucks I'd bought.
This guy's such a loser. Nunchucks, bro got nunchucks. Let's go.
Oh, I'm actually shocked that wasn't like one of the first things that got packed up for the big move to his wife's house.
Yeah, those are his pride.
You'd think that there would be a whole. Oh, it's probably a whole ceremony.
Yeah.
To box them up and take them and stuff like that.
He puts it in. He's like, respect on ephemery.
Next to the waifu blankets and all of his posters and stuff.
He kisses his waifu pillow. He's like, we're gonna have a throuple, me, you and my wife.
She'll learn to accept you. Nasuke. Well, I couldn't hit my mother, could I? Either way, it made me feel safer. The thumping on the laundry room door stopped. A minute later, I could hear the creak of the hinges as the door slowly opened. The handle of my door began to turn back and forth, trying to push open the door. Dude, just whack this bitch! I sat up the entire night with the light on, quivering in the corner of my room, watching the door handle twist left and right. Around roughly 6 in the morning, the handle stopped turning. I waited until 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Fuck me. Me making sure it was daytime out before I unlocked the door and ventured out of the room. I peeked out into the laundry room. She wasn't there. Still gripping my nunchucks, I peeked around the now wide open door to the entertainment room, and she wasn't there either. I peeked a third time around the corner of the door that leads to the stairwell, and she wasn't there. I breathed a sigh of relief and walked up the stairs to the living room and kitchen area. My mother was sitting in her usual seat at the dining room table, eating a bowl of cereal.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
She asked in her usual chipper tone.
Fine, I guess. Did you get up at all last night?
She finished chewing the wad of cereal in her mouth and swallowed.
No, I didn't get up. Why do you ask? Nothing. I just heard something in the laundry room.
Lying right to her face. What was I supposed to say? Hey, were you trying to kill me or something last night and staring at me while I slept every night since I've lived here? Yeah.
Oh, okay. It could have just been the house settling. You hear most everything in the basement,
She said, shoveling in another mouthful of cereal. The casual cereal eating is even more disturbing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's how she get outs him.
Yeah, you left the gas light on last night. You should probably don't do that again.
Every time she slurps and chomps on a gigantic bite, he's like, "Why can't I move? Why can't I move?"
Yeah, it was probably nothing.
I said, lying again. I let her get back to eating, and I began preparing for a long day ahead, getting everything ready for the wedding Saturday. All day I couldn't shake the feeling of what had happened out of my mind. It wasn't a dream. I mean, I never went to sleep. I didn't have the chance to dream. Nevertheless, I still had one night left in that house, and I decided I needed a backup plan. I asked my best friend...
Oh my
my
god,
best
dude.
friend and best man to stay the night with me.
Why did you just ask to stay with him?
We have a big reveal, by the way. This is our origin story. This is how I met Jeff. This was the night before his wedding. He called me and was like,
so my mom
presents in my base.
When I was living 11 hours from my mom, she would actually make the commute every night to crawl around my apartment when I lived in Portland. Yeah, she was like, I'd wake up, I'm like, "Hi mom, do you want some cereal?" And she hiss her way out of the house. And I'm like, "Well, have a nice 11-hour drive. See you tomorrow."
And then she gets back in the car and she just
yeah, she's just smiling.
Keeps up that same energy the whole way.
Exactly,
yeah.
dude.
So without no bachelor party for this guy, by the way.
No.
I asked my best friend and best man to stay the night with me, using the excuse that I needed help waking up in the morning and staying on task for the wedding.
What a loser.
I didn't dare tell him about what had happened with my mother, partly because I didn't want to scare him, and partly because I wasn't sure of it myself. It was just too surreal. We stayed up somewhat late, laughing and joking about the stupid things we did in high school, and played video games. He crashed on the floor, and I'd forgotten all about last night. I was completely exhausted and crashed into bed. I waited to fall asleep for a while, wondering if my mother was going to make a repeat appearance with my friend there. This dude just baited his friend into getting killed by fucking the Blair Witch mom, dude.
Yep.
She never did. I couldn't feel her presence in the entertainment room either. I fell asleep quickly, assured the presence of my friend was keeping whatever my mother was doing in check. The wedding went off without a hitch. Aw. It was the best time of my life. My wife and I drove to Kansas City and stayed for close to a week, having a blast on our honeymoon. I thought nothing of the events that had transpired only a few days before and had completely forgotten the entire event until it came time to open our wedding gifts. We poured out the box of cards that had been given to us, and we're slowly making our way through them, making a list of what each person had given for writing thank you notes. I opened the card my mother gave us. It was one of those cards that had a pocket for money. I read the message written on the left of the card and pulled the money out of the pocket. A small slip of folded paper fell on the floor. My wife hadn't noticed, so I picked up and unfolded the note. She was just getting the money. She just grabbed that money so fast, bro. And she was like, "Oh, a measly fucking..." Anyway. In the note, it was scrawled in big, thick, messy letters.
I'll always be with you.
I quickly folded the note back up and threw it into the trash pile. My wife didn't need to know, and if I told her the story of what happened, she'd just be frightened of the darkness at night. So I kept the story and what was written in the note to myself. A week later, I woke up in our apartment one night in a cold sweat, my wife sleeping soundly beside me. I was feeling thirsty and got up for a drink of water from the kitchen. I made my way into the kitchen and poured a tall, cold glass. As I drank, I heard something shuffle outside by the front door. I didn't think anything of it. It was probably the neighbor across from me. Then the door handle started to twist. Back and forth, the handle moved, squeaking lightly with each turn. I looked out the peephole, but no one was there. I closed the peephole and grabbed the handle to keep it from turning. I could feel the pressure of someone trying to twist the handle back and forth on the other side of the door. After a moment, they stopped trying to turn the handle. I looked out the peephole again and saw my mother crouched low to the ground, staring at me with wide, unblinking eyes and that menacing grin. Dude, just blast her. Just blast her with nunchucks, dude.
I have to say, the story is definitely gaudy, but the reveal of it being the mom was a terrifying reveal. That was an absolutely in the imagery of the mom, just all scraggly with her curly hair, that is something terrifying. I will give that I did not see that coming, and I had a little heart jump when it said my mom.
I hooed a little. I pooed just a little bit, yes.
Yeah, it was that was a good reveal. I like that. I liked it a lot.
The reveal was amazing, and like, dude, this story was so fun to read. This was so funny of a narrator. I'm not like dogging on the way it's written or anything like that. I think that it's written so well, but I was picturing this guy, like, when the flash forward happened, I was picturing him like late 20s, like early 30s or something like that. So everything he was doing in the story being so like scary at night. Because you know what? The reason I was laughing is because I slept in a creepy ass concrete basement when I was a kid, and this was around the time that I watched like The Ring and The Grudge and all of the like scary ghost girl comes out of like weird hole or out of some like weird unseen unused place in the house, and we had this like concrete shower in the basement that was like old as fuck, dude. It didn't even have any doors on it or something. I think they used to hose down fucking prisoners or some shit in there or something like that.
The way it should have been.
The way it should have been back in the good old days, exactly. Dude, every night I'd be sleeping on the other side of the basement, and I was like, here she comes. Like, here comes the Grudge bitch. Like, anytime now my TV's gonna click on, she's gonna come right around that corner, and I'm so defenseless. Like, I felt like there was a presence in that basement when I was younger, and it just reminded me of it, and then made me laugh thinking about, like, me doing the same shit, like, if I moved back into my mom's house in the basement, like, being scared again. That was so funny.
Yeah, I think so. I was looking through the comments and somebody actually like that's where they got hit bursting out laughing was the mom reveal, and I was like everything else made me laugh in this story. All the build up, everything just made me laugh so hard because it's just this grown ass man who can't wake himself up in the morning in his race car bed, hiding from the darkness, and the whole time
while his wife plans the wedding.
His wife's planning the wedding, and he's like telling his parents about he doesn't even tell his parents about the creepy presence he feels in the basement, and it's his mom the whole time. It's just like that was a great reveal, but everything else I'm like, dude, this guy's a fucking loser.
Yeah. Like, if he had just brought his fiance over one night and had her sleep in the race car bed with him, or shit, make her sleep on the floor like the best friend.
Yeah, honey, I'm gonna need you to sleep on the floor.
Let her sleep in the race car bed or something like that. No presents, and bada bing, it would have been solved way earlier.
I don't know why they were living in each other's respective parents' basements and not just choose one to live together before the wedding. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Like you said, though, there was so many funny parts in like the lead up and so many funny parts in the breakdown. I thought he was gonna go off on her with the nunchucks.
Oh, that would have been so funny, dude.
Breaking the Chekhov's gun and presenting me with the Yeah, you know that this guy is super into JRPGs and shit like that. Now that you read that he owns the nunchucks, and I was disappointed he didn't use them on old mom, but that's okay. It's all right. That was such a fun story,
That
man.
was a fun story. All right, let's move on to
my boyfriend swears we're poly, but the other girl isn't real.
Get your voices on.
Dexter, we're monogamous. No, we're not. What the hell do you mean we're not? Since when are we not?
Dexter moved away from the table and grabbed a new beer from the fridge.
Mia, are you messing with me right now?
me messing with you. You're the one who's texting in front of my face.
The whole point was that he was just texting his secondary, some girl named Sunny that I was supposed to know about.
Mia, why are you acting? Why are you being like this?
Like what?
We've had this arrangement for over 2 years.
What arrangement?
It was crazy talk. I couldn't believe he had the balls to pretend this was normal.
I don't ever remember discussing a secondary person or whatever this is.
He drank his beer, staring with his characteristic half-closed eyes, as if I had done something to bore or annoy him.
Do you want me to get the contract?
What contract?
The contract we wrote together that you signed.
I was more confused than ever.
Sure, yes. Bring out the contract.
Wordlessly, he went into his room. His room? I could hear him pull out drawers and shuffle through papers. I swirled my finger over top my wine glass, wondering if this was some stupid prank his friends egged him into doing. Any minute now, he was going to come out with a bouquet and sheepishly yell,
April Fools!
And then I was going to ream him out. Ew. Because this whole gag had been unfunny and demeaning and stupid. Yeah, she is. She's going to show him his boss. But instead he came out with a sheet of paper. It looked like a contract.
A polyamory relationship. Parties involved: Dexter, boyfriend; Mia, primary girlfriend; and Sunny, secondary girlfriend. Date redacted. Respect the hierarchy. Dexter and Mia are primary partners, meaning their relationship takes priority in major life decisions, living arrangements, rent, etc. Dexter and Sunny share a secondary relationship. They reserve the right to see each other as long as it does not conflict with the primary relationship. All parties recognize that this is an open, ethical, non-monogamous relationship with mutual respect.
I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw my signature at the bottom. My curly QL looked pretty much spot on, but I couldn't remember signing this at all.
Dexter?
I struggled to find the right word. His face looked unamused, as if he was getting tired of my kidding around.
Dexter, I'm sorry. I don't remember signing this.
He rolled his eyes.
Mia, come on.
I'm being serious. This isn't... I couldn't have signed this.
Couldn't have?
His sigh turned frustrated.
Listen, if this is your way of renegotiating, that's fine. We can have a meeting. I'm always open to discussion, but there's no reason to diss Sunny like that.
I was shocked at how defensive he was.
Dexter,
I would be too.
I'm not trying to diss anyone. I'm not lying. I swear on my mom's grave, my own grave, I do not remember Sunny at all.
He looked at me with a frown and shook his head, more disappointed than anything.
Listen, we can have a meeting tomorrow. Just stop pretending like you don't know her, alright?
I didn't want to prod the bear, so I laid off him the rest of the evening. We finished our drinks, watched some TV, then we went to sleep. The following morning, Dexter dropped our weekend plans and made a reservation at a local sushi restaurant. Sunny was going to meet us there at noon for a renegotiation. I didn't know what to think. I wouldn't fucking know either.
So, like, could you imagine you're just like, well, you're like making, you're cutting some, like, lettuce for a sandwich or something, right? You're just lettuce cutting. And your wife's like, hey, Jim's coming over. You still cool with that, right? And you're like, the fucking Jim. Get Jim out of here. Nobody likes Jim. I don't know. And she like shows you a contract that's notarized. It's you can tell it's
notarized.
It's got like Morgan and Morgan across the top. And you're like, huh, this is really professional looking for a joke. I'm super confused. I didn't realize we were both plowing you out. I didn't even realize this person existed. I'm probably gonna go cry in the shower.
I'd like to think that he canceled their like way shittier weekend plans and made a reservation at like a really nice place to go meet Sonny.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they were
going to like a farmer market to walk around.
They weren't even gonna do that. He was gonna go golfing, and she was just gonna sit in the golf cart the entire time. And now they're going to a fancy restaurant so that he can stare at Sonny's tits.
Breakfast, I made delicate inquiries over Sonny, but Dexter was still quite offended. Apparently, this had been something all three of us had wanted.
All three of us?
I found it hard to believe, but did not push it any further. Instead, I scrounged through the photos on my phone where I immediately noticed something was wrong. There was a new woman in all of them. It was hard to explain. It's like someone had individually doctored all my old photos to suddenly fit an extra person into each one. It was unsettling to say the least. Even the ones like she shouldn't be in.
Yeah, dude.
Where it's like
it's
like her as like a dog, like a little kid, and there's like Sonny in the background with her giant tits.
She's just standing there, just like doing that pose where it's like pushing the boobs together.
Yeah.
The Kate Upton, bro. She's doing the Kate Upton in the background.
Dexter and I had this one iconic photo from our visit to the epic suspension bridge, where we were holding a small kiss at the end of the bridge. We occupied most of the frame. Except now when I looked at the photo, somehow there was a shadowy, taller woman behind both of us. She had her hands across both of our waists and was blowing a kiss towards the camera.
Who the hell?
She was in nearly every photo. Evenings out at restaurants, family gatherings, board game nights, weddings. Even in photos from our vacations. Milan, Rome. She even fucking joined us inside the Sistine Chapel. The strangest part was her look. I like that this Chad is just taking her like around the world. I'm not going to beat around the bush. That's his job. Mm-hmm. This was some kind of photoshopped model. Just like a Kylie Jenner Kardashian type. Oh!
I called it, brother, dude. I called it.
Dude. Yo. It felt like some influencer turned actress turned philanthropist just so happened to bump into two bland Canadians. It didn't look real. The photos were too perfect. There wasn't a single one where she had her eyes closed or was caught mid-laugh or anything. It's like she had rehearsed a pose for each one. The whole vibe was disturbing. That's a fucking awesome sentence right there.
Yeah, dude, I do love that there's just like this like hyperly sexualized person just in all of your pictures. And like could you imagine how funny it would be if it is doctored? The dude stole her phone the night before, put in this like girl that he'd met at his job. She's like his new secretary, and added her into every single pictures. Like typed up this paperwork, had it notarized, and then presented this to her in one night. That would be the greatest reveal ever. I think that would be better than whatever this creepy thing is going to be. Is if this guy was just the king of gaslighting.
Yeah, that would be fucking the king of gaslighting. Would be an epic Dark Souls boss for one. But also I imagine like one of the pictures is like this Dexter guy, like just kind of like all oily and greasy and stuff like that, like in the front yard working on like a car or some shit, like just changing a tire, like the brakes or something. And it's like overgrown front yard, like nice, like sunny kind of hazy day, but like the framing's all kind of off and stuff. And then just this perfect airbrushed model laying across the hood. And yeah.
Yeah, she's doing the duck lips. She's pushing her boobs together, and
it's so funny.
She obviously looks like her picture was taken in 4K on this like shitty Polaroid.
They took a picture of them like the day that like 9/11 happened, and they're like weeping and stuff like that, and then she's just in the background like. I tried to confront Dexter the moment I saw this woman, this succubus, this whatever she was, but he went for a bike ride to clear his head. He's seeing another word. It was very typical of him to avoid confrontation. Originally, he was supposed to come back, and then we'd both head to the restaurant together, but he didn't come back. Dexter texted me instead to come meet him at the restaurant, that he'll be there waiting.
What the fuck was going on?
The restaurant was a Japanese omakase bar. Small venue, no windows. This was one of our favorite places because it wasn't too overpriced, but still had a classy vibe. This woman's very concerned about vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I felt a little betrayed that we were using my favorite date night restaurant for something so auxiliary. My sense of betrayal ripened further when I arrived 10 minutes early, only to see Dexter already at the table, and he was sitting next to her. If you could call it sitting. It almost looked like he was kneeling, holding both of her hands as if he had been sharing the deepest, most important secrets of his life for the last couple hours. I could hear the faint echo of his whisper as I walked in.
So glad this could work out this way.
For a moment, I wanted to turn away.
How long have they been here? Is this an ambush?
But then Sunny spotted me from across the restaurant.
Oh my gosh, Mia over here!
Her wide eyes glimmered in the restaurant's soft lighting, zeroing in on me like a hawk. Somehow her words traveled 30 feet without her having to raise her voice.
Mia, join us!
I walked up feeling a little sheepish, but refusing to let it show. I wore what my friends often called my resting defiant face, which can apparently look quite intimidating.
Come sit!
Sunny patted the open space to her left. Her nails had to be at least an inch long. I smiled and sat on Dexter's right.
I hate long
Sunny
nails,
cut
by the way.
right to it.
Ever since that Cardi B like she made a video one time and she was like, yeah, you just stick one in there. She just got a poop, like, so some people literally just use their nails as a poop scooper. And that just has disturbed me to my core. And like ever since knowing it. Now every time I see somebody with like the really, really long, like 2-inch nails, I'm just like, oh god, dude, use those as poop scrapers. I am not a fan of you.
You gotta clean it out, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I keep one really long fingernail. But anyway, Sunny cut right to it.
So, Dexter says you've been having trouble in our relationship.
It was something with grinning eyes. Staring at her seemed strangely entrancing. The word tunnel vision immediately came to mind, as if the world around Sunny was merely an echo to her reverberating bell.
Trouble? No, Dex and I agree are doing great.
I turned to face Dexter, who looked indifferent as usual.
I wouldn't say there's any trouble.
I mean, in your... I meant in our relationship to our agreement.
Sunny's smoky voice lingered on each word. Okay.
Dexter says you're trying to back out of it?
I poured myself a cup of green tea to busy myself, anything to avert her gaze. However, as soon as I brought the ceramic cup to my lips, I reconsidered.
Am I even sure this drink is safe?
I cleared my throat and did my best to find a safe viewing angle of Sunny. As long as I looked away between sentences, it seemed like the entrancing tunnel vision couldn't take hold.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. It's very nice to meet you, Sunny. You look like a very nice person, but I don't know you, like at all.
Don't know me?
When I glanced over, Sunny was suddenly backlit, like one of the restaurant lamps had lowered itself to make her hair look like it was glowing.
Of course you know me. We've known each other since high school.
As soon as she said the words, I got a migraine. Worse yet, I suddenly remembered things. I suddenly remembered the time we were at our grade 11 theater camp, where I had been paired up with Sunny for almost every assignment. We laughed at each other in improv and belted from our belts in singing. Our final mini project was a duologue, and we were assigned Romeo and Juliet. I could still feel the warmness of her hand during the rehearsal, the small of her back, her young gorgeous smile which had only grown kinder with age. It was there, during our improvised dance scene between Romeo and Juliet, where I first had my urge to kiss her, and even after
And even after high school.
Sunny continued, looking at me with her perfectly tweezed brows.
Are you saying you forgot our whole trip through Europe?
Bright purple lights, music festival, Belgium. I was doing a lot more than just kissing Sunny. Some of these dances.
Hey, we got ourselves a lesbian fantasy story here, boys.
Yeah, here we go. Be careful at home. My mind was assaulted with salacious imagery. Breasts, thighs, a throbbing want in my entire body. I had seen all of Sunny, and she had seen all of me. We've been romantically entwined for ages. We might have been on and off for a couple years, but she was always there for me. She would always be there for me. I smacked my plate, trying to mentally fend off the onslaught of so much imagery.
It's not real. It feels real, but it's not real. It can't be.
Well?
Dexter asked. He was offering me some of his dynamite roll.
When did we order food?
I politely declined and cleared my throat. There was still enough of me that knew Sunny was manifesting something. Somehow she was warping past events in my head. I forcibly stared at the empty plate beneath me.
I don't know what's going on, but both Dexter and I are leaving.
Dexter scoffed.
Leaving? I don't think so.
No one's leaving until you tell us what's wrong.
Sunny's smoky voice sounded more alluring the longer I wasn't looking.
That's how our meetings are supposed to work, remember?
I could tell she was trying to draw my gaze, but I wasn't having it. I slid off my seat in one quick moment. Dexter grabbed my wrist.
Hi!
I wrenched my hand.
Let go!
We struggled for a few seconds before Sunny stood up and assertively pronounced,
Darlings, please, there's no need to be this embarrassing.
Dexter let go. I took this as an opening and backed away from the booth. And what a booth it was. The lighting was picture perfect. Sunny had the most artistically pleasing arrangement of sushi rolls I'd ever seen. Seaweed, rice, and sashimi arranged in flourishes that would have made Wes Anderson melt in his seat. I turned and bolted.
Mia!
Dexter yelled. At the door, I pulled the handle and ran outside. Only I didn't enter the outside lobby. I entered the same sushi restaurant again.
The hell?
I turned around and looked behind me. There was Sunny sitting in her booth. And then I looked ahead, back in front. Sunny, sitting in her booth.
A mirror copy?
The door opened both ways into the same restaurant.
What the?
I tried to look for any other exit. I ran along the left side of the wall, away from Sunny's booth, towards the washroom. She looks like a crazy person running back and forth in the restaurant. There had to be a back exit somewhere. I found the washrooms, the kitchen, and the staff rooms, but none of the doors would open. It's like they were all glued shut.
What's going on? What is this?
Wiping my tears, I wandered back into the restaurant, realizing in shock that we were the only patrons here. We were the only people here. Everything was totally empty except for Sunny's beautifully lit booth. She watched me patiently with a smile.
What's happening?
There was no use hiding the fear in my voice.
What's happening, sweetie, is that we need to renegotiate.
Sunny cleared some food from the center of the table and presented a paper contract.
Relationship with Sunny. Parties involved. Primary girlfriend Sunny. Primary boyfriend Dexter. Secondaries Mia, Maxine, Jasper, Theo, Victor, Noe, Mateo, and Claudine.
Ew, Claudine?
Yeah, Claudine's just there. She's like, hey, Raquel,
Yeah,
you want me to
hey,
taste
you guys
that?
getting together this weekend?
Yeah, do you want me to get into that whisker pit? Oh no, that whisker pit real nice like.
Give me
Torrento.
my pack of cigarettes real quick. I need a smoke.
Torrentiaries. See Appendix B. Date redacted. The changeover. Mia will be given 30 days to find new accommodations. Dexter recommends returning her to her parents' place in the meantime. Mia is allowed to keep any and all of the original possessions.
My jaw dropped.
What the fuck?
Avoiding Sunny's gaze, I instead turned to Dexter, who was staring at me with a loosely apologetic frown.
Dexter, what is this? It's saying... It is saying I have to move. We just moved together like 6 months ago. You can't be... Oh. We just moved together like 6 months ago. You can't be serious.
He cleared his throat and flattened his shirt across his newly formed pecs and six-pack. What is going... Oh, okay. No.
What is going on? I'm serious, Mia. I've done some thinking. You don't have what I want.
There was some kind of aura exuding from Dexter now. He looked cleaner and better shaven than before. His cheekbones might have even been higher, too.
Bro's been mewing. Bro's been mewing like a champ,
yeah, he's looks maxing.
He's looked maxing for Sunny, bro. She's like, oh my god, your like cheekbones are so vogue.
He's base maxing, dude. I didn't know how much this had to do with Sunny's influence, but I tried to see past it. I spoke to him as the boyfriend I had dated for over 2 years.
Dexter, listen to me. I'm telling you straight as it is. Something's fucked. Don't follow Sunny.
I pointed at her without turning a glance.
You were like enscrolled in something.
Oh, enscrolled?
Ensorcelled?
Oh.
You were like ensorcelled or something. If you don't care at all about yourself, your well-being, your future, just leave. It is not worth it. This isn't even about me anymore. Your life is at risk here.
Sunny laughed a rich, lugubrious laugh, and then drank some elaborate cocktail in the corner of my eye.
Well, I want to stay with you,
Dexter said.
And you need a sign to make that happen.
His finger planted itself on the contract. This guy's a douche.
Dexter, you can't stay.
Oh.
Dexter. Dexter, you can't stay. If you don't sign.
Sunny's smoky voice traveled up, right up to both my ears as if she was whispering into both at the same time.
You can never leave.
Suddenly, all the lamps in the restaurant went out. All the lamps except our booths. It's like we were featured in some commercial. This is just a long commercial. Sunny stared at me with completely black eyes. No iris, no sclera. Pure obsidian.
Sign it!
All around me was pitch darkness.
Was I even in the restaurant anymore?
A cold, stifling tightness caused my back to shiver. I signed on the dotted line. My curly QL never looked better.
Good.
Sunny snatched the page away, vanishing it somewhere behind her back. She smiled and sipped from her drink.
You know, Mia, I don't think Dexter has ever loved you to begin with. Let's be honest.
Her all-black eyes found mine again. I was flooded with more memories. Dexter forgetting our anniversary. His inappropriate joke by my dad's hospital bed. Damn.
Yeah.
This dude's a
cancer. Hey, at least it isn't prolapse anus, am I right? Am I right? Hey, poop joke.
I made like 100K on crypto today. The time he compared my cooking to a toddler's in front of my entire family. My headache started to throb. In response, I unzipped my purse and pulled out my pepper spray. I maced the fuck out of Sunny. The yellow spray shot her right in the face. She screamed and turned away. Dexter grabbed my arm. I grabbed his in return.
Now, Dexter, let's get out of here. Forget Sunny. Forget this contract.
But he wrestled my hand and pried the pepper spray from my fingers. His chiseled jawline abruptly disappeared. He looked upset. His face was flushed with shock and disappointment.
I can't believe you, Mia. Pepper spray? Are you serious?
Suddenly the lights were back, and we weren't alone in the restaurant. The patrons around me looked stupefied by my behavior. People around began to cough and waft the spray away from their table. I stepped back from our booth, which looked the same as the other booths. Sunny was keeled over in her seat, gagging and trying to clear her throat. A waiter shuffled to our table, asking what had happened. A child across from us began to cry. She maced the baby. I tore away and sprinted out the doors. This time I had no trouble entering the lobby. This time I had no trouble escaping back outside. I moved away from Dexter the next day, told my family it was an emergency. They asked if he was being abusive, if I should involve the police in the situation. I said no, because it wasn't quite exactly like that. I didn't know exactly what was going on, except that I needed to get away. I just wanted to go. After that evening, 30 months of relationship had just gone up in smoke. All my memories of Dexter were now terrible. I figured some of them had to be true. He was far from the perfect boyfriend, but for all of them to be rotten, this couldn't be right. Why would I have been with someone for so long if they were so awful? In the effort of maintaining my self-respect, I convinced myself that Dexter was a good guy, that his image had been slandered by Sunny, which is still the only explanation I have, that she had altered my memories of him. I'm sorry I couldn't help you, Dexter, but the situation was beyond me. I hope you're able to find your own way out of it, too. There's nothing else I can do. Although I've distanced myself away from Dexter and moved back in with my parents in a completely different part of the city, I still haven't been able to shake Sunny. She still texts me.
Oh my god, girl, what have you been
this
up
girl's
to?
a freak, dude. This is a wild. This is a wild person.
Mm.
She keeps asking to meet up. Apparently, we're due for a catch-up. I see her randomly in coffee shops and food courts, but I always pack up and leave. I don't know who or what she is, but every time I see her, I get flooded with more bogus romantic events of our shared past. Our trip to Nicaragua, our skiing staycation, our St. Patrick's Day at the beach.
Ah, dude, she shoved so much green eggs and ham into her vagina, it was ridiculous. She's like, I green egged and hammed the crap out of your whisker pit, baby.
And we blew like 12 short guys in a row because we thought they were leprechauns, but they were just
You're really horny, small people. The guy from Willow showed up 17 times to that lineup.
That's where I met Dexter. It's reached a point where I can tell the memories are fake by the sheer volume. There's no way I would have had the time, not to mention the money, to go to half of these places I'm suddenly remembering. So I'm saving up to move away. Thanks to my family lineage, I have an Italian passport. What?
Yeah, dude, I guess if you're Italian, dude, this is, I learned this from Andrew Dice Clay. He was like, Little Miss Muffet got on a plane, the bitch just flew right away. And like, that's just an old Italian credo.
That's what, dude, this is some Italian family curse is what it is. It's the gabagool. Or, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, that gabagool. Is that gabagool plane stuff?
I forget what this really stupid word for the side piece girls are in fucking Sopranos. Damn it, it's slipping my mind, but it's that curse right there. I'm going to try and restart my life somewhere around Florence, but who knows? I might even move to Spain or France, or whatever, you privileged fuck. I know it's a big sudden change, but after these last couple months, I really needed a way to reclaim myself.
Oh my god, she's going to eat, pray, love, bro.
End.
Eat, pray, love!
She's gonna eat, pray, love it, dude, yes. I just want my own life. And my own inside my head back. I want to start making memories that I know are real. Places I've been to. People I've seen. I want memories that belong to no one else but me.
Oh my gosh, dude. And when you click on me, it says I write sci-fi and often sci-fi horror. It like takes two explanation of what they do. Which is...
That's pretty cool.
That's a really good way to...
Sci-fi horror.
Yeah, I really like that that's a way to, like, promote themselves. I think that's really smart.
Yeah.
Right at the end,
that
have
really
an underlying
me.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that a lot. But this
story...
That was a
really cool story.
It's a cool story.
I really do think that this was just a breakup story. Like, yep. I think that's all that happened was that the girl got broken up with, and she just crashed out in the restaurant, and now she gets to fly around the world.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not as scary as your mom crawling around on at the foot of your bed.
Yeah, I'm sorry you got broken up with, Daffy.
I think it's so funny because it's just basically you found out your boyfriend was like I think the real ending it was he snuck every picture into the phone and gaslit her so
gaslighting. Yeah,
she was so gullible that she started making up memory like lesbian encounters in her head. She was already planning on eat, praying, and love on whatever European girl she could find, and this was just her excuse to do it.
I don't think it's out of the question that she was having globe-trotting lesbian encounters with Sonny. I just think that she didn't want to think about those things in the moment,
Yeah.
and that she had forgotten all of it because they did too much ketamine at the music festival in Belgium.
Yeah, that seems fair. Oh, way too much time at Burning Man. They went to Burning Man and just I got dreadlocks, and she wants to forget about the beads and dreadlock era, because she's still finding the broken off ones inside of her butt. So it's a real rough time for her. But yeah, just a typical breakup story. It was written well.
It was very well written. We liked it.
I think if I were like the horror aspect of it is garbage. I am gonna hit him with this is garbage in that regard. I think the punchiness of the story is really good though. Like the pacing, the back and forth dialogue was written well. But like the fact that she's with this guy who's just cracking jokes about her dad having cancer, like. What a win!
I believe every one of those bad memories.
Yeah, dude,
I believe every one of them. After reading Dexter's character.
Yeah, he's just like, let me get another beer while I listen to you talk about how you don't want me to be blowing out this Kardashian's backside.
Like, yeah, I get it. You're jealous.
You could have Botox lips like her too if you would just stop flying to these random impoverished countries and buy the Botox.
You could have cheekbones like mine. They're just like, like it's the same way that like as the voids in the chasm story were getting fainter and larger as they fought. I imagine that Dexter was getting like more and like painful. Like he looked
painfully
like painfully
Botoxed. He was waxing like that one.
The story went on.
Who was that guy? I can't even remember. There was that lolcow guy who Botoxed himself to looks max, and his face just looked like he was eating a sour lemon.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember who it was, but the dude like went
either,
insano mode on Botox. Somebody will have to let us know in the comments. But
yeah, right.
These were both fun stories. I was like trying hard not to crash out on the second one though. If it wasn't as punchy and as like well timed, I think with the story, I would have crashed out on the whole gaslighting thing. It's just like this is just a normal abusive
on the story though. Is that this guy is just this villain the whole story.
Well,
he just drove his girlfriend crazy and then kicked her out once he found the
once he found a hotter chick, he was just like, "Get out of here, you stupid bookworm! You know I don't read.
Crazy.
Reading's for losers. Did you know I played on the varsity football team?" This is just
I made 100K on crypto. He just keeps bringing that up over and over again.
Did you know about I had like 6 of those drawn monkey things that NFTs? I had a lot of those. They
gets me in my NFTs.
Dude's such a loser. This is just somebody who had a breakup and then wrote the story, which I love that they did this. I love that somebody just took the time to be like, I fucking hate my gaslighting, cheating ex. How do I make this into a horror story? It is time.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. The turning a breakup moment into a horror story was very creative. I liked it. She's like this succubus. She's warped my memories and stolen my man. At the end, dude, like nobody's a good character in this.
No.
Besides Sunny, she seems cool.
Sunny is based. We do not hate Lovecraftian Kate Upton. We don't hate her. No, she's the best. She's the best. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll catch you with another one, as we always do, week in, week out. We are your beautiful little work slaves. But make sure to rate us on Spotify and like and subscribe, I guess. Anything else you want to add, Ben?
No, we love you all. And until next time.
Deuces.
Deuces.